Let's see.
I just wanted to get a gist of what it is that he's saying there with respect to this continuing public debate on the Tobago autonomy bill. So the leader of government business, Mrs. Regis, would have put out a notice on Facebook indicating that the government has agreed to a further 2-week extension for consultations. And this has been one of the opposition repeated ad nauseum during their contribution to the debate last week that the leaders in Tobago, all they asked for was for 2 more weeks of consultations. But interestingly, missing from the leaders of Tobago is Ashwood Jack. I have not seen or heard from Ashwood Jack in ages. I have not heard his voice, his position with respect to this Tobago bill, and he was one of the leaders. I mean, he was the head of the TOP. He was the man vying for leadership of the THA in 2013 when they got a whitewash and a sound licking from the PNM, despite millions of dollars having been spent in Tobago. Probably the only time that they really sought to spend millions of dollars in Tobago. And he's conspicuously quiet. I saw a clip, a live that was done recently by Vanessa James, and a prominent attorney in Tobago. I will not call her name out of respect for her because she's also my client. But I must say, I was disappointed with the content of that live on both sides. Well, I didn't expect anything better from Vanessa James, but I must say, on the other side, yeah. So, you have it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and play it.
The laughing stock. We need to change that. And that's our role, is to help change that. And you must help us change that for you. I'm confident, we must send a very clear signal in this election that we want independence from Trinidad. That's right. We must have our own prime minister in Tobago. We have no chief secretary. Stupidness. Let's rock so with that. Is that too much for you? Tobago, is it too much for you to have your own prime minister? Tobago, is it too much for you to have your own parliament? If you want a radio...
Right, so it's just that one, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I see recently that Mr. Duke he's become a history teacher. Every opportunity that he gets, he's either doing a live or he's being interviewed with respect to this latest narrative that he's pushing. So I don't know where he get this old copy of a booklet, says Tobago's laws from 1876, talking about how in 1876 Tobago was independent and Tobago had its own laws and its own this and its own that, separate from Trinidad and Tobago. There was no relationship between the two, and then there was some uprising in Tobago, and then the British troops came and suppressed the uprising, and then the Queen came and at that time came and took back and ceded, brought the two together and all that. But anyway, so anybody who's willing to listen, talk right? So I saw he was interviewed, I think Thursday or so or Friday, sometime there by Stephen Rees on Breaking Dawn. With Rees claiming to have the #1 morning show. Apparently, he's delusional. But anyway, stroking Mr. Duke's ego. Well, you really bring some facts to the table here, and you're really opening the eyes of the people, and we didn't know this and we didn't know that, and you put things in a different perspective. Oh, look, and massaging him and so on. I said, really? So he continues to push this talk. Tobago wants its own prime minister, as you heard him there.
Yeah.
They want their own customs, own immigration, own everything, right? Fine. That is your position. Separate from Trinidad, we don't want nothing from Trinidad. We don't need anything from Trinidad. Let Trinidad rock so, and Tobago will do its own thing. Okay. But I want to ask Mr. Duke this morning to please lead by example, since you don't want nothing from Trinidad. Apparently, Mr. Duke has forgotten that the lavish lifestyle he's been leading for the past 11 or 12 years is thanks to Trinidad. As leader of the PSC, it's Trinidadian public servants that put him there. the majority of the votes that he got in the last PSA election, the 1,700 and something votes, the majority of that came from Trinidad, right? The majority of dues that the PSA collects every month that allows him to take home this hefty salary and drive Mercedes, Benz and BMW and wherever else and live in Glencoe, wherever the hell he live in, is thanks to Trinidadians. The $16 million plus that the wife company got, who they got that from, the THA or Wassa in Trinidad? So all the niceness, the nice suits that you wearing, you're always looking good and smelling good because it's the Duke of Abercrombie and the girl them love the Duke. All of that is thanks to Trinidadians, Mr. Duke. So I said just lead by example. Since you want to separate, show the authorities how to do it. Relinquish control of the PSA to a Trinidadian and go to Tobago and form your own PSA. Call it Tobago PSA, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? And let's see if you can live lavishly off of the dues from the PSC, the public servants in Tobago. Go and do that. Set the example first and show them how to do it. Because the persons, the 11 or 13 persons that you interdicted the other day and suspended were Trinidadians. And the same way you are saying that Tobago don't want any Trinidadian lording over them, I'm certain those 13 workers don't want a Tobagoan lording over them, the way that you did it. So go to Tobago. Relinquish all them things. Let a Trinidadian run the PSA in Trinidad and let them control the Trinidadian public servants that you do like.
And
fail to realize that. So you want everything separate, start with the PSA. Throw that in the mix too. Trinidad wants its own PSA president, a Trinidadian. If that is your position, well, go so. Dance a yard. That's what we're saying. Lead by example. Walk the talk. You wouldn't do that.
Nah.
Because where does he live? Where's his primary residence? Trinidad. Living it up in Glencoe. Right? Again.
Why?
The nice car you driving.
Dominic, why you want me to take away the butter that I put on my bread?
Oh. No.
I don't understand that. Dominic, I don't want to eat like that. I would like to continue having the butter on my bread.
Roast and that butter no good. It's no good. You want the Tobago butter.
I don't understand how these guys call themselves leaders and all you hear them talking about is division. Them just want to divide.
Yeah.
These two bills that were in Parliament the other day for Tobago, toward the autonomy bill. How come all you're not seeing and not talking to that? You, on one hand, one of them saying that this ain't good, that ain't good, the other ain't good. But from right inside your camp, one of the individuals who would have had access to that, to the development of those bills for the past 3 years, is letting you know this is the best thing that could happen for Tobago.
Yeah.
Listen a minute. The opposition, whether it be the UNC, PDP, or whosoever, they don't know how to play chess. Anything that deals with strategy, they don't know what to do. So it's like you're pitching marbles, right? You know how to stay from over here and gauge your marble and blow like everybody out the ring. The person you're playing with, them don't have a clue as to how to do that. So you know what they do? They FX and pick up the marbles like going home. Not making no sense. They're not making no sense.
Not making sense. And the unfortunate thing, Bruce, is that they're not. If you're going to argue the point to say that the bill's no good, what are you consulting with the people other than you want to go on Tobago 5 and talk to Brother B and then you're doing a live, but you're not going into specifics to say, well, this clause in the bill is not good for Tobago because this is what we're proposing as an alternative to this clause. You're not going through the thing step by step, but you just have in your mind what is your perception of what is best. And we want to give, this is what we want, and this is what we want. This is what we see. And I keep hearing UNC talking about what the PNM want to give Tobago, and this bill is what is PNM values. And this is not representative of the people of Tobago. But they seem to forget, on the 25th of January, there was an election in Tobago. 6. And while they continue to maintain that 1-6 is not bigger than the other 6, the total number of votes supporting 1-6 is higher than the total number of votes supporting the other 6. And by virtue of that and that alone, 1-6 is bigger than the other 6. So to come now and say, well, this Tobago, this is not what Tobago wants, and this is not in the best interest. Anything that does not speak to or point a way to or establish a path for secession and independence will never be good enough for the PDP, because that is what they want. And while you continue to push that, you are not telling the people, well, if we go down this road, these are the potential implications if we go down this road.
But Dominic, somebody asking,
this is what could happen. These are the inconveniences.
Two different people asking on YouTube here, separate currency too and passport. Listen to me.
Yeah.
To go the way in which he is proposing is not something that is going to happen overnight.
Correct.
There is so much different things to be done and to put into place. Right?
That going to take years to do.
Exactly. Because you okay, fine. It end up that way. And you have to put a parliament in place. You have to put currency in place. You have to get a...
And establish your own central bank.
Yeah. Oh, you have to make sure your protective services. Not protective service. Yeah. The services. And so many different things has to happen. It come like you're going and rip apart our little Tobago, and then try to go and find. Now you're looking to find where the pieces of the puzzle go in.
Yeah. You know, boy, I didn't study that. I didn't think about that, so no.
And what is going to happen to the people of Tobago while you figuring it out? What's going to happen? So you clearly not thinking about Tobagonians. Clearly you're not thinking about Tobagonians.
Yeah.
You know what you want for yourself.
That's right.
You know what you're aspiring to be. You're not thinking about
in 20 years hence. In 20 years hence, you could buy a ferry and name it the Watson Duke. Is that the plan? Because Bruce, look at what took place in the UK, right, with Brexit, when they had that referendum as to whether or not the UK should leave the EU. And they had the vote, and the majority of voters said yes, they wanted the UK to leave the EU. After the fact now, when they started the media, and again, this is the biggest problem I have with media, right? You focus on certain issues, and you don't tell the people, well, okay, give them both sides. So this is the good, this is the bad, this is the issues, the challenges that could come out of it. You didn't tell the people that. After the fact now, when the vote was taken and a decision made, now you start to tell people, you know, this means that, and this means, with respect to trade, with respect to the ability of citizens of the UK being able to go and work freely in EU countries, that is going to have implications, so you're not going to be able to do that. And all of a sudden, people was like, seriously? Yeah. But I didn't know that. Nobody told me that. Had I known that, I wouldn't have supported this Brexit. And then they did a poll subsequent which showed that had they done the referendum over, that the decision would have gone the other way, where the majority would have voted for the UK not to leave the EU. Now that people were aware of what are the implications that would not brought to the fore. And that's the problem here. You're painting this rosy picture that Tobago could be an independent country and so on and all of that. Okay, yes, that look good. You'll have your own prime minister and your own this and your own that. But what is it going to take for us to get there, and what is the impact? When people, as I said before, new currency, people have to change IDs, your passport, your driver's permit, because the country, the current name on these documents is Trinidad and Tobago.
Yep.
But all of these documents now have to be changed to read Tobago. What is the expense involved in all of that? Where's the money coming from for your central bank and all of these things?
Where would the relationship status be now that you do that?
Yeah.
Between the two countries.
Right. And that is going to lead to some, regardless of what people may say, it would resort or lead to resentment, because there will be Trinidadians who say, well, fine, if that's how it is, all I wanted, it will go all the way. I'm not going back to Tobago. And they fail to, what Duke and Farley and they fail to realize is that the Tobago economy benefits in large measure from domestic tourism, from Chinese going across the Tobago and spending the money.
Yeah.
With the borders closed, a lot of the money that the hoteliers and so on would have made within recent times came from Chinese going across there. The same Tobago that they caused for Easter. And much people went across there and Rowley sent 50,000 people to Tobago and whatnot. It was a bumper weekend. People book up long before Rowley said go to Tobago.
Yes. Very much so. Very much.
Carnival money that would have been spent on costumes and so on ended up in the Tobago economy for Easter. All of these things we're not taking into consideration. I saw this lady, Bernie Gregg. So every time the Prime Minister have a press conference, she feels the need to go and do a live after and give a run-in commentary. The biggest pack and nonsense I ever heard. I said, I was contemplating sending it theatre player, but I said, no, I ain't going to do that. I'm not going to give her any oxygen. So ridiculous. And kill her dead, she's doing something great, and that she sounds so profound.
You see?
Sound dumb. Anyway, and then the opposition keeps talking about all the government, all the people, the members on the government side, when they were making their contribution, kept talking about money and giving Tobago more money and so on. But Bruce, that has been one of the more essential issues that has been brought to the fore, because people like Vanus James and Winford James and all of them talking about the ability of Tobago to survive on its own without any money from Trinidad. And they keep referring to the maritime boundaries and the oil and the gas in Tobago waters and all of that. You know how long it's going to take to set up the infrastructure for you to monetize that oil and gas that is in Tobago waters? Where people just jump on a pirogue and you throw a net out and you're pulling the oil and the gas and sell it. Or you clap your hand here, oil, and it comes up.
The whole magic Mumford.
Yeah. These are the things that they're not explaining, and that is the unfortunate side of it. All of the lives I've seen and the discussions with all of the men and women of letters in Tobago, Faith be Israel and the Jameses and whoever else. And I mean, come on. And you're talking, you're having these lives and these discussions using a whole set of technical terms and so on. Break it down. All this sort of, it shows that they are totally out of touch with the very same people who they claim they represented, and the people who they claim that they're speaking for. No, you're not.
Dominic, if they break it down, what they're going to do then is that they're going to make it much easier for people to understand the nonsense that they're putting forward to them.
Correct.
So they're not gonna break it down. You understand? Because they want you to feel that what they're saying is in your best interest. Clearly, it is not.
Yeah.
And you have to be mindful of that. But as always say, they will think that Tobagonians not thinking, and that is where they're wrong.
Yeah.
You understand? That is where they're totally wrong. You understand? So let them continue to try to divide the nation. They're going to fail considerably, because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, all the thing people is beginning with, all the race talk, the everything at the end of the day, when you check it, everybody lives hand in hand, whether you want to admit it or not. We all live hand in hand. If I'm not purchasing from you, I may purchase from somebody close to you or a relative of yours, and likewise vice versa. I don't know, boy.
Well, the extra 2 weeks will expire on the 15th of July. So we will see what the opposition is going to come with after that.
A violin.
If we're going to have any additional submissions. Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to be. So right now they're crafting, okay, what's the other excuse we could come up with? Because we got the extra 2 weeks we were begging for. So, okay, that excuse is out the window. Yeah, okay. Come with your amendments. If you have none, and it just shows you were bluffing. You had nothing in hand.
Nothing.
Cards in hand, it was a waste of time. Show your cards. Bruce, play the clip from the UNC press conference somewhere. That's not. Let me pull up and tell you where to.
That is the second one you sent for me. Weekly opposition media briefing. I know.
Yeah, that's not. Let me try. I just want to pull up. I'll tell you where to play from.
Where to play from? All right, let me set up shop in the meantime.
Play from 48-38.
48-38. All right.
Mr. Tanku and Miss Haynes.
48-38. Right, almost at the end.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. To tell you how hypocrisy knows no bounds with these people.
There's a massive amount of corruption, mismanagement, and political bacchanal going on under this government. And we cannot afford it as a country. If we let this slide, ladies and gentlemen, if we allow this government to continue to borrow, then we will be paying for this P&M policy, not just now, but for the rest of our natural lives and for the lives of citizens of this country. For your children and your children's children and their children's children's sake, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. Let us join together to hold this country to account, to hold this government to account. Let us join together as a country to ensure that this government tells us the truth about what they are doing with the billions that they have borrowed, the billions they have spent, and how they propose to spend, how they propose to improve, how they propose to repay the debts, ladies and gentlemen, that they have incurred over the last 5.5 years. I thank you. If there are any questions from the media, my colleague and I are available to answer.
Yeah, stop it there. Bruce, are we living in a twilight zone? Are we living in a twilight zone? You just said it, man. You just said this man talking about massive amounts of corruption and all the billions of dollars that were spent, and we need accountability from this government. This man for real? We're still waiting for accountability from the PP from 2010 to 2015. Here we are 6 years after they have demitted office, and we're still hearing things, new things coming up day by day of corruption that took place under them. 6 years after. Where was he between 2010 to 2015? Under a rock? In a forest somewhere?
Null and void.
I don't believe this man. As I said, hypocrisy knows no bounds with these people talking about how we're going to repay the debt. This government has to be repaying the money that they borrowed from the Chinese right now for the Cuba hospital, for the National Aquatic Center, for the cycling center, all of these things that they built in Cuba, right? All these things, the racket center and the whatnot, the what have you. I continue to maintain, Bruce, all the things that Patrick Manning built between 2002 and 2010. Napa, Sapa, Government Campus, Waterfront, Chancery Lane complex in San Fernando that Kamala converted into a hospital, Prime Minister's Residence and Diplomatic Center. You had Chogam, Summit of the Americas, UTT, Gate, all these things, Bruce. And the exchequer account The overdraft, the max it reached was 10 billion, highest in the country's history. They keep singing this song now about 51 years and 14 consecutive governments for this PNM government in one term to bring the debt levels to where it is. But with all of that expenditure under Manning from 2002 to 2010, 10 billion was the most. 5 years, 3 months, and 14 days with the highest energy revenues in this country's history, according to Kamla. Oil prices averaging $100+ a barrel. And you took it from 10 billion to 33 billion permanent overdraft? Why are you not talking about that?
No.
I wish Kingsley and Circular and Tabakit and Pinal and Kunji and all these people, all the batsmen will talk about that. Tell us how it went from 10 billion to 33 and they had all this money.
Oh, yeah.
All will talk about that. Defend your party. Defend it. But no mention of that, you know. No mention of that. $16 billion gone from NGC bank account. No mention of that. $50 million for voices your government working for you. No mention of that. Billions of dollars. Legal fees. $1 billion for Krishna Lala on Panama. Don't talk about that. But this government needs to account. Bruce, finish play the clip different. There's the part I wanted to get to. Right? You're asking for questions.
Well, apparently we have done an exceptional job again of explaining the positions that we have adopted. Members of the media can continue to send questions if they are so inclined to our website, and we will respond to them in due course and as quickly as we can. On behalf of my colleague Anita Haynes and myself, on behalf of the Office of the Leader of the Opposition and the Opposition UNC in general, I thank you for paying attention. I thank you for being with us today. May God bless us. May God bless us all. Please be safe. Stay well. Thank you.
For yet another week, 0 questions.
I'm kind of busy.
None.
I'm kind of busy these days when I leave here and I go home, right? But you see this? I need to make a nice clip.
Yeah.
I need to make a nice clip. Yeah, because
And in that period, between the time they asked the questions and when the usual line, well, I guess we did an excellent job in this presenting the information. He just put it in the Jeopardy. He did the second Jeopardy. We waited. Okay, no questions.
is he look at the face? Like, you know, like, only really not asking no questions.
Yeah. You know?
Hey.
Another week, all I'm going to do is that. And the members of the media like, yeah, because they keep wasting every time every week. But really?
Listen,
Not just substance.
the members of the press that go to these press conference, they know they have to go there to make up the quota for the month.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, hey, we short a guy easy one for this press guy. We're going that. We're getting an easy one. Yeah. Don't even walk with no pad, no book pad to write on nothing.
Yeah.
Waste of time. Don't walk with no book pad to write. Or oh God, walk with the book pad, make the thing look good now, man. You go the people think without all book pad. Walk it and every now and again you take the pen and you knock it on the notepad. And you do like you thought you're taking down some notes. Yeah.
Because that's the easiest overtime those reporters
Are you
make.
telling me?
It's like they only go in there for the sandwiches and the refreshments after. Free lunch. We'll take some course. I will play it in traditional after 8.
So guys, you can call us up at 342-0081, 466-5391. Now remember, keep it short and sweet so that everybody will have a chance to give their contribution. So you can call us up 342-0081, 466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Hey, morning, boy, Big Bruce, boy.
Hey, morning.
Morning, Dominic, man. It's a wet morning, boy, Bruce.
Yeah, boy.
Bruce, the name of the fish is Capo fish, brother.
Crapo fish, yes. Well,
Crapo fish.
that one I tell you, Daddy. Daddy, I'm just call it frog.
Bruce, I joke with that boy. Men say good for the back.
Yeah.
Man don't cut. Watch me, that's expensive because the fisherman has had a whole lot for you.
Yeah.
But Bruce, when we reach down where we brethren, we man collect the fish and reach down where we brethren have friends and we carry it. When men see that and the man rests on the counter, all man scatter with our ugly so. Men say, boy, we eating that. He said that's good for the back. Let's call it, a white boy tell me it's called mug.
Yes, yeah.
Mug, okay, that's people go do that. Everything all is good for the back. I would say, when men see that creature, that ugly creature, Bruce, men say, brother, carry that out of my mother house and even bring that back here. I don't want that again. Yes, to go on the politics here. Dominic, boy, let me tell you something. You see that, I'm saying, you see that vegan talk, that's a under-coveted racial notation people use to black people, right? It's a racial connotation. They use that vegan talk, they use Lavantel and Mover when they're trying to hide attacking black people. When I was young, they could have get rid of that with me, Bruce. But now, you can't get rid of me with that.
Yep.
And that's what they put in the children here, the older head, like long circle. And because you remember, the perception when they go through town and they go through all the major cities, the ethnic group you see on the pavement in the majority is African people. So they put that in the children. So when that is used by other ethnic groups in Trinidad, it always be the Lavantel and the Mova. And they use that vegan coded talk to attack African people. And I tell Dr. Rowley, you waste your time to respond to people who trying to be current. They're trying to get into your space to keep them alive. So the best thing you can do, Dr. is to ignore shit. We have vaccines to get, you have a country to run, and forget about her. Kunji all of them fellas on them, but Kunji all of them fellas them bright. Kunji all of them fellas on them is passive racist. You may know that because you're not bright. Kunji is a passive racist. Long Circle is a covert racist. Long Circle, Dr. Rowley child mother in Tobago came out and wanted to pay the lady, Dominic. She came out and said since in secondary school she and Dr. Rowley together. Normal secondary school love. And she happened to get pregnant at 17. But they tried to put a rape and assault to it. The woman come out and explain that, but I'm still running down the road with that.
Yeah.
These fellas are covert racists. Kunji is a passive racist. Let somebody educated in UNT tell you what I mean. Passive racist. That's what he is.
Oh, boy. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dominic. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, world out there. Morning, everybody. Dominic, I'll be hearing you. Sharon she's coming at me by herself. She says she's taking care of mother. I don't know what's wrong with Sharon. She could have been here. But Dominic, that's not an excuse, That's not really an excuse. It's okay. If you want to get to mother, you call me. I direct you. I don't even know jungle here. I live in the first part of 500. Easy. I will tell you on radio where I live. In France, where I live. I call it then so I get into. They're in Trinidad?
Yes, he is.
Wow. Oh, God, people are laugh. I don't want happy to hear me laughing. I'm just trying to get back my voice. It's giving me some cockroach kind of thing. But you see that call just now? Good morning to you. Is Rowley Jr.?
No, it wasn't Rowley Jr.
Well, whoever that caller is, good morning to you. Well said. I agree with every word you say. But I don't know if we get election mode right now. Because the kind of thing I hear going on the radio, these people have studied COVID. Some of these people have studied to pray to the Lord Almighty. They get up in the morning and they start a bacchanal. And it's a dreadful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. You see how people say now, my husband is younger than me and he's dead and gone? It's just wonder that God. Our time is in God can only be able to say. What else I want to say? I want to thank all the people who sent their love and the condolences and the whatever they had to offer me. I thank you very much. And I pray to you all safety too. And everybody else safety. You all have a nice. But I have a time with these politics and politicians. Because at the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself. All right, folks?
Yes.
Have a blessed one.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Hey, morning.
Mother, good morning. Hope you feel better and everything works out well. Dominic, morning to my financial guru, female guru, male guru, Stalandi, everybody in Tobago, morning. I near Mano this morning. Mano morning. Because Mano does wake everybody up. But, Dominic, last night, I had two things to listen to. The development of East Port of Spain, and I happened to turn on here the honorable, that's wrong statement. The opposition leader, no honorable. No moral and spiritual values, so there's no honorable there. And did you hear that last night, Dominic?
No, I didn't listen.
All right, one of our arguments is, we lost the election by 2 seats, Dominic.
Yeah.
And 2,600 votes for each seat. Understand where that's going, right, Dominic? We lost the election by 2 seats. That means what? Trinbagonians, listen. That means you're not checking Tobago. That means they are not checking Tobago. They lost the election. Not the election of Trinidad and Tobago. They lost the election by 2,600 votes and 2 seats. That doesn't include Tobago. That is why Watson Duke is asking for secession. They don't check Tobago. If Tobago goes on their own, they're entitled to winning the election. So we have a man on a rape charge, want to be prime minister. Understand what it is going on there, If Tobago gets secession, that means the rape charge that this state, Trinidad and Tobago, put on the man, it will can't happen again. That way you're telling me? All right. And then, if that is the case, then we upset the whole equilibrium between Vincent Nelson and the former Attorney General. Is that what you're telling me? So is it secession to free people or secession to help Tobagonians? Tobagonians understand what this is about, This is not about all here. This is about jail. People are putting up all of this because there's... Where you name Mamu, SIS? Where he went to? The same thing they tell me about Holloran and Privat, but he went to the same place. Nobody talks about him. People understand what it is going on here. These people are pretending not to make jail. They're putting up all of this because jail is inevitable. The Tobago had to go on its own that UNC would win Trinidad seats in order to dictate the way Trinbagonians, especially African Trinbagonians, only enjoy it there. Dominic, I hope we understand and see what's going on here. The lady tell us she lost by 2 seats, Early morning.
Thank you.
Oh, boy. 342-008-146-65391. Those are the numbers. Call us up. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Hey, morning.
Morning, Dominic.
Morning,
I want to tell you all guys, keep up the hard work. Keep up the struggle because you know what happens? When you tell a lie long enough and hard enough, people have started to believe it's the truth, So I want to tell you all guys, good job this morning. Keep up the work, right? And I want to let them know, Mr. Sabi says, sir, you will never touch your reins of power again because you know what happens? If had a woman called Ramsaran through the Ramsaran product business, making racial statements, right? You have Dr. Sao come out and making a racial statement. You have the skit just a couple of months ago with the Yellow Bananas business, race again, everything. And you, as an opposition leader, you come out no time and tell your supporters to stop that race thing. All they need the East-West corridor to win any election. And right now, all they're doing is turning off the people in the East-West corridor with all their racial statement and all their racial behavior. and you as opposition leader, you're not coming out no time. Imagine you watch a little East Indian baby, you're pointing a donkey and telling him what is the donkey name Nuauli. That is the racial narrative what they're pushing. Kana, you as an opposition leader, part of our government, you're not coming out and saying a word. And all they want to entice the people in the East-West corridor to come to vote for the yellow cheese, the rising sun. Well, they're not getting no way Dominic Bush. It's a part of our pledge that say, I will honor my parents, my teachers, and those in authority. Am I wrong, fellas?
Nope, you're correct, quite correct.
Right? Thousands of children all over this country, Rima Point, they go, Grand you all over, stand up and say the pledge in the morning that I will honor my parents, teachers, and those in authority. What you have the opposition leader now going out there and disrespecting the Prime Minister of this country and encouraging people to disrespect the Prime Minister of this country. Her husband's name is Dr. Gregory Bissessa. If a little child in this country was to walk up to him and say, Gregory or Bissessa, you know people will get vexed. They wouldn't like that. But you, as opposition leader, encouraging disrespect to our Prime Minister, calling them vagrant and vagabond. If you don't like Rowley, Dr. Rowley, I'm not saying everybody have to like you, but at least have respect for the orphans the man holding. Dominic Bush, all have a good morning. Continue the good work, brothers. Thank you.
Yeah, man, thanks. Caller, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you all?
We're good to go. How are you doing?
Nice, man, nice. Listen, now I understand what it is the caller previously said about the 2 seats and how many votes. But Bruce, you just watch track and field.
Sometimes.
Right. You ever see how small the margin is the person that's win by sometimes? 100th of a second? But does that mean they don't get the goal? They still win the race, right?
Yep.
All right. So the foolishness that the opposition leader is trying to propagate is ridiculousness. Anyhow, what I wanted to say, Dominic, I know you might have these figures right at that. What was the amount of ministries from 2010 to 2015? How many ministries they had?
There were, the cabinet had 33 minutes. Cabinet had 33 minutes.
Since Dr. Rowley has taken office.
That number has been reduced. We now have 23 members of cabinet.
All right. So therefore, now you see why I'm going with this is because the foolishness that I've been seeing recently that you're trying to promote about which minister gets so much exempt from vehicles. But I want the people of Trinidad and Tobago to understand that that is something that is available to all ministers, past and present, and even the opposition, which we even saw one of them bringing in 2 cars with the same chassis number. All right, but we're going there right now. Now, if it is, there has been a reduction in ministries for friends and family, that would mean the country is saving millions of dollars since Dr. Rowley has come in regards to tax exemptions. Not so? But you know, hearing them talk about that, right? They're trying to promote it in a way that is only the PLM ministers getting exemptions. But what about all the exemptions they are getting? What about all the high-level vehicles they are getting?
We're about to have a few seconds.
All right, man, but I just want people to start to think. Just think a little bit. Oh, my goodness. You all have a nice day.
Yeah, man, take care. Guys, we're going to a break, and we'll be right back, so keep it locked.
To be with Farmer and the Ecstatic with Marshall Montano. But 2021, I'm holding my own. Say, the Lord, not holding back. I'm not gonna back no stand. If anyone wanna wind up, I'll be having rude, but I'm gonna slap. I'm gonna grind up. the time. They used to go the effect and enjoy their life. Well, I am the big woman and I'm wasting time. I feel like I'm it out. Start to jump right now. Jump off the soil when I dig down low and I rock it out. Mind your business, hush your mouth and I'm building. I'm a big woman, not a little girl. Hey, don't exactly talk me the same. What? I'm a big girl now. Watch out my fat bumper. Walking from 90. And I don't give a damn cause I'm a big girl now. Have that in the car. If you enjoying the show, show me some thumbs up right now in the comments. This feels like carnival to me.
Are you experiencing loss of vision or are your glasses broken? At Value Optical, we're open and we're here to help. You can have your urgent eyeglasses in 3 days with packages starting at $695. When you visit us, be mindful of the 3 W's. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Please call us toll-free 800-2020 for expert advice on your vision needs or to book your appointment. Value Optical, caring for your eyes.
Simpson's Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpson's Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners' cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Hey, you keeping safe? I hope so. I don't really know what will happen when everything will back up, but the line had to go on. But in the meantime, let's come online with the live wire. I'm on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. Or you could check us out on the live on Facebook at the Street 919 FM or on YouTube at Street TV. Don't forget to share the live. That might just be as important as you keeping safe. So mask up, sanitize, tune in to the Street 919 FM, Lime on the Live Wire, Saturday afternoons, 5 to 8 p.m. Don't worry, I gonna be home in time for the curfew. Keep safe.
You matter. I matter. We all matter. And Tobago matters. Join us as we bring our THA community meetings to you virtually, starting Saturday 3rd July every fortnight until Saturday 11th September 2021, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Catch us live on Tobago Channel 5, TTT, Pulse 89.5 FM, Radio Tambourine 92.7 FM, Street 919 FM, and Office of the Chief Secretary and Tobago Channel 5 Facebook pages. Listen out for every week's topic and send your questions to 688-4040 or mainfo@tha.gov.tt. That's mainfo@tha.gov.tt. Join us as we discuss Tobago Matters, because Tobago matters.
Police!
Good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q, Auto Parts Division.
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true you have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arabita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 60 Tools.
All right. Thanks, boss. Nah, man. Granny,
do you have $488 to lend, man?
Now there's a new way to pay your electricity bill.
Quick pay your bills today. Quick pay, it's a whole new way. Online, pay your bill one time. Yes, there is a whole new way to quick pay for your electricity. Yes, they made it easy. Just enter your account number. 4 clicks and it's over.
Introducing Quick Pay, a new service from the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission that lets you pay your bill online with your credit or Visa debit chip card. Just enter the account number and contact information. Click Pay and you're done.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in San Luis Grande is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sundays, Ministry of Worship Children's Hour and the Word from 1 to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org. Facebook, email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
No distance can divide us, our hope is what connects us. Though challenges we face, we're still full of resilience. If we believe together, things are gonna get better. We're closer than we've ever been, we will rise up much stronger. Just believe, just believe, just believe, just believe. 'Cause we've been down before, and we will rise once more. Just believe, just believe.
In each other, and we will get there. Be mobile. Just believe.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of 5th July 2021 stands at new positive cases 127. Total active cases 6,417. Total recovered patients 26,239. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present 33,555. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Pay attention to your fees. Understanding the fee structure and the amount you have been paying on a monthly or even annual basis in regards to fees associated with financial services is extremely important. Account service fees, annual financial planning service fees, investment account management fees, you name it. If you haven't reviewed and audited your fees yet, I recommend that you sit down and make this a priority. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
So welcome back. Just a bit of information for you. IWER Stage comes alive on the 9th of July 2021 with the EMG Reggae Music Marathon. This event is geared towards feeding over 100 families in Trinidad and Tobago during this time. You will be entertained with live performances by Jam Melody, Zebulon, Empress, Smooth, Queen, Omega, and Gongsman. The show will be hosted by MC Duke and Aisha Wells. Tune in on Friday, the 9th of July, 2021 at 5 p.m. Donations can be made via PayPal at 682-217-2401. That's 682-217-2401. For food donations, please call Cynthia at 397-4311. That's 397-4311, or Kwame at 365-7723. That's 365-7723. We're streaming live on the Street 909 FM's Facebook page, Neil IWER George Facebook page, and the Street on YouTube. Tune in and show your support. Remember, it's supported by IRP Fire and Safety Limited, Proper Production Entertainment, SNS Passad and Rio Claro, Mayaro Cuisine Line, Bacchanal Sounds. Johnny Q for all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies. Gravel and sand now available. Don't forget Power Master, Optima, Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488, and it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arapita Avenue, Woodbrook, and their new location, Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago, off Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63 Tools. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will be open on a limited basis to continue to provide essential eye care services to you. Our services are currently limited to emergency and critical eye care only, and we will require you to make an appointment at this time. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours, eye testing availability, and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes. What is convenience? It's not having limits on the way you pay. Now you can make your Digicel Plus and Beam and mobile bill payments on the My Digicel app with your Scotiabank, Republic Bank, RBC, or First Citizen Bank Visa debit card. No need to use a credit card. We make it easy to use your debit card to pay your bill, top up, or purchase a plan. Download the My Digicel app in your mobile app store today. International cricket superstars Karen Pollard, Dwayne Bravo, Lindell Simmons, and Riyad Emirates, even Raymond Ramnarine and Ravi B, has all been using Omega XL for joint pain and getting great results. So, what about you? Just pick up a bottle of Omega XL right now at all leading pharmacies or call Great Health Limited at 225-0410. So live long and stay strong with Omega XL. Yes, Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so we are...
Just play the clip from our town. Attention from 5 minutes.
Okay, from 5? Okay. Right, from 5 minutes. Right, go ahead.
Yeah.
For that project is about to be spent. But many of you do not realize the kind of money that we will be in for when it comes to paying that back. We will be beholden to China, and I don't know how many of you have ever seen a short video called The Money Trap, where China gives you money like crazy, and then all of a sudden, you find out that China owns half your country. Well, what is happening is that, similarly, these vanity projects, because what I was told by somebody who is close to the Prime Minister, basically what he wants to do is get that project done so that when his time reach and he retires, that will be the airport going after his name. The Keith Rowley airport or whatever, they will change it from A&R Robinson to the Keith Rowley airport because that is, his vanity project. We, as I said before, right, sorry about that. Right, we just got a little internet problem there. Right, what I mean is that I've said it before that we need to say point blank that we are not going to stand for that project. So let's just understand why he started back construction. He started back construction simply because that project is about to start. So point number one, the opening of the laundromats makes absolutely no sense, but it makes sense when you understand that 90% of the laundromats in Trinidad and Tobago is owned by one segment of society, one sector of society, and you know who that is, right? The Chinese, right? And then all of a sudden, construction has started back now, and you know whose projects are going to be done. Most of the big projects in Trinidad and Tobago, it is being controlled by the Chinese. Well done. So we're going good now. How did this press conference benefit you? How did you and your family gain from this?
If done, Sarah face. Where do these people get their statistics from that 90% of the laundromats in Trinidad and Tobago is owned by the Chinese? Bruce, are we in 1940?
I thought we'd gone back.
Apparently. Because I know several laundromats in this country and it's not Chinese.
Yeah. A few well.
You see, again.
And in fact, I can tell you of a lot of Chinese laundromats that have closed down.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So,
apparently, Mr. Ishmael is stuck in the past, like way back. Way back. I guess he doesn't visit, he probably doesn't use the services of the laundromat because I think it was Sunday night on CNC3 News, where there was the owner of a laundromat, a guy by the name of David Comer, and the man was making the point. Says people need to stop attacking laundromat owners. He said, because you see me, I am not Chinese. Right? But again, to push this narrative about the Chinese and the Chinese and the Chinese. Yeah. Chinese, yeah. Again, I don't know where these people get their statistics from, but you could just do a live and call figures, just say, well, vaccines were stolen from the Cuba hospital and leave that so on. People believe that. Just talk about the construction. The only reason why the Prime Minister reopened construction is so that they could restart the Tobago airport so that it could be named after him. So he's going to remove the name A&R Robinson and put his name. Somebody, and it's always somebody close to the Prime Minister, tell him that.
Hey, boy. Hey. How convenient is that?
Yeah. I mean, you want credibility? Just say somebody close to the Prime Minister told me that. But I can't call no names, That I will just say somebody close to the Prime Minister. If the Prime Minister told this person, that is what he's going to do. So, it has nothing to do with the thousands of persons who are employed in the construction sector. who have been without a salary for the past almost 2 months, and some of whom were living off of their savings and struggling, and now they are very happy that they can now go back to work, and probably at the end of the week or the end of the fortnight, they can get some money in their pockets so that they can pay the bills, put food on the table. And the thousands of them, as we speak now, there are thousands of them making their way to various construction sites or already on various construction sites across the country, both public and private.
Yep.
But the Prime Minister only reopened construction. Why? Because he wants to complete the Arthur N.R. Robinson International Airport so that he could remove the name of the former president and put his name.
You're saying it wrong. The Prime Minister wants to complete his vanity project.
Yes.
That's what the man say.
We must stand against that.
Yes.
So we will stand against it and let us stop it. And then 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when you still have what currently exists, what do you say? Trinidad and Tobago is a backwater. Trinidad and Tobago is a banana republic. Everybody else in the Caribbean region have their airports a certain standard. Watch at Tobago. So what's happening in, I think it's in Vincent or where they're spending a ton of money to build their international airport. No, Dominica. Yeah. Quite a bit of money to build an international airport.
Okay.
You hear Dominicans complaining that Roosevelt's scared doing that so that he can name it after himself. These people really just sit down all day and think up this trash. That's when you have nothing better to do, you know.
You still saying
too much money and too much time.
You still
Who's
saying
play from 8 minutes to?
From 8?
Play for 8, yeah. And you think this man have a television station and he's going to parrot that same nonsense tomorrow night on breaking barriers.
Thing. Now, a lot of people don't realize that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago...
Play it now.
Right, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago recently was put out, thrown out, voted out, kicked out as the chairman of CARICOM. And that did not even make headline news nowhere. So the little relationship that we had with the US in terms of the little clout, because this man was the chair of CARICOM, he's no longer the chair of CARICOM. So therefore, the little clout he had in regards to getting vaccines from the US and building relations with US, that is no longer there. So the Prime Minister has lost whatever clout he has in regards to our CARICOM status. Now he's like everybody else, he's like a baby. But he is still on the bottom of the barrel because people like Guyana see him as a baby. But not only that, in Venezuela, we are seen as an ally of Venezuela because my partner went and do the cha-cha-cha and the samba with our good friend Maduro, and they were doing the train line and the conga line together. So what happened is that the US now realized that here what's happening, how we could help this man out when this man is a partner, that's that Venezuela donkey boy. So the US holding back on vaccines at the end of the day, because I agree, when you see that this man partnering is with one of the worst leaders in the world, what you expect? So we got absolutely nothing. 99.9% of the citizens in this country got zero from that press conference. No benefits at all. All those construction workers, their wife have to cook roti for them. And I'm sorry, because some of them were begging that food places would open back up because their wife Kai, the only time the roti does swell is when it vex. You understand? And not only that, we opening up borders in Trinidad and Tobago. The whole place closed. It's shut down. But we are opening borders in Trinidad and Tobago for what? To show our international kobos. What? We have special kobos. Look, our kobos that fly and glide. We have special breed of kobos here. What are we bringing them in Trinidad and Tobago to do? What people come in here to see? What it is we have? Everything closed. You can't even go to a beach. It closed. You can't even go to a river. It closed. The only thing that open is the supermarkets. Let us not forget the construction sites, and let us not forget the laundromats. So like I said in a previous post, people are coming down to Trinidad to see our internationally renowned laundromats, dump site, and construction sites, because we do construction better than anybody else in the world, right? All you know that, right? One is that our pitch is we're the only people in the world that could pave a road today, and if we pave the wrong road, we can actually peel it off and stick it on our next road. That is how qualified we are in Trinidad and Tobago. This is what we opening up our borders to see. Not that. Let us go in further. The Prime Minister stated that people who are unvaccinated will not be allowed to come through Tobago. They'll have to come through Piaco, and they will have to show a negative PCR test, and then they will have to go through testing after 7 days again. So in other words, we are blatantly discriminated against the people who have been vaccinated and those who have not been vaccinated, because the Prime Minister said that they're going to make arrangements, special arrangements for vaccinated and unvaccinated. How many pilots who got the vaccine died? All I wanted to tell her, how many doctors who got the vaccine died? So therefore, the Prime Minister made it look that the vaccine is the be-it-all and the end-it-all, and with the vaccine, you'll be able to ride out COVID, and you would be safe. That is far from the truth. The fact is that at the end of the day, there are many people who have gotten the double vaccine and have died. So therefore, by him saying only...
This man's wife needs to take away his phone. And don't give it back there. He should be off the air. He needs to find a new host for breaking barriers. We are the pack of nonsense that man talking. Utter garbage about the Prime Minister was knocked out, whatever, of the chairmanship of CARICOM. You see, when you're dunce and you don't know that you're a dunce, you make lives like that and embarrass yourself. Because apparently he doesn't know that the chairmanship is a 6-month rotation.
But this is why
Prime Minister.
This is why no and say I want to know who we talking about. Hey.
And this man have a following. People listening and running with that stupidness, right? Because there are members of the literati who support him, and they will go and repeat that. Because Inchan says so and Inchan no, because apparently Inchan is an expert on everything, right? I don't understand. You serious? And then you're talking about the vaccine and how much pilots died now. Well, tell us now. You're asking us. And call the figures. How many people take it and live? How many people take it and they're just fine? The United States, with a population of 335 million people, day before, how many deaths they had? 36. Why? Because they vaccinated. People are now allowed to move around without masks and so on. I am seeing countless videos on social media of parties with Caribbean nationals holding parties all over the place, nobody wearing masks. And you ain't seen that increase. Right? Vaccination. Now the same one here, same clown, in this very same 18-minute clip, right? Him talking about the vaccine, how many pilots and how many doctors take it and died. But earlier on, in the clip, you're talking about the Cuban vaccine and why we're not ordering the Cuban vaccine and so on. But what the vaccine bad? It's no good. All vaccines is no good. You already said you're not taking none because your research shows that in a few years' time it is going to alter your DNA and all kind of craziness. And these are the people that Facebook really need to block these people. Peddling all this kind of nonsense. Something wrong with him. I mean, I had my own personal run-ins with him when I was in the ILP and I ran for election in 2013. And I tell you, anyway, I'll leave that there. Yeah, I don't need to go there. Yeah. But since then, I knew that this man was an idiot. So, I just thought people would, need to hear that. And this is the kind of misinformation that is being put out there by persons whose voices carry weight that is going to impact on, to some extent, not a great extent, because I think by now a large percentage of the population has made up their mind that they will take the vaccine. And so the anti-vaxxers who want to come out and talk this nonsense because they do research. You see, if you're looking for negatives with regard to the vaccine, you'll find it. And if you're looking for the positives, you'll find it too. And the positives far outweigh the negatives. But there are people who just want to be reassured that it's no good so that they can satisfy themselves. that they're not going to take it. But now you see what's happening in the United States, where they're saying that the unvaccinated are at risk of contracting the Delta variant, which is now present in all 50 states in the US and is likely to still result in an increase, so an upsurge in the number of deaths. So let's see how that goes. You could take calls. I tired. These people are mentally, they drain me mentally.
Right. So, guys, we're taking your calls now, 342-00814665391. Caller, good morning.
Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
Good morning to you. Well, Dominic and Bruce, you all have me laughing here. I'm glad all I know is 6 months. This is only run 4. You understand me? So I don't understand how the Germans could say they kick out the Prime Minister. You understand me? Bruce,
oui.
You know I met that Prime Minister in person already. Yeah, that's the Prime Minister from Antigua. Am I right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Dominic, yes, we met because, you know, as I say, we used to attend the CPSA conference in different countries. And we met him in Antigua there, you know, and that kept that Jelly Beach Resort. I'm not lying to tell you, Bruce and Dominic is a place I want to go back very much. That Antigua, beautiful, beautiful. But Dominic, can you give me the name for Tobago? Tobago, Watson, you never come. You understand me? You see, they want self-government. Dominic, you know what beating of the self-government? Dominic, when you leave, what we're going to be is Trinidad and Tobago, Dominic. You understand me? I don't know what head Watson you pushing, but in a lot of Bacchanal, you know, Dominic. Yes. He sent a letter for Natuk. You understand me? Because remember, they see all of them dead. These dry bones, they're dead. Yes, he sent a letter for them. You understand me? But I'm not lying to tell all you. It hurt my heart to see what's taking place in Trinidad and Tobago right now. And you see that opposition. Well, we don't have no opposition leader. The woman who appears in Parliament and when she wants, you understand me? When I really didn't even know what to say. And you know what happened to me to Dominic and Bruce? She has a lot of followers who don't know much. You understand me? Say what? Let's see what left of them right now. You all, Dominic and Bruce, watch you weather. Have a good one.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dominic. Good morning, Bruce.
Morning, morning.
Morning.
You know what Mr. Duke forget to ask for? He own my house. So you need to get one of that in Tobago too. Okay?
Oh, gosh. Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Morning. Dominic and Bruce, morning.
Morning.
The thing you just say with the guy there, that's not the Indian guy, the racial fella. Yeah. We say that the Prime Minister opening up the border to bring in Cuba, you know. Here we trying to say, my niece and who in Barbados and Jamaica with students have to come back in Trinidad at that time. We call them Cuba boy.
You see?
Are we trying to say that right?
Yeah.
My family had to come back here and we talk about with Cuba. What kind of things them fellas be saying, I'm the news boy, other country. I want to say that, other country them fellas can't talk that talking. I told us when he talking about the only Indian eating roti for the construction time. But the African brothers who going out on the white cooking for them, there's only roti alone is talking about. Them fellas racial boy.
Yep.
And then you have a big business in the bamboo, you have to just come and buy parts from him. Truck parts, you know, you going to eat. If girl walking by who in the office is that Indian, the supervisor that Indian, and all the little young boys is African. If you already talk to them long day, if you already discuss them young boys long day when they're working with them. I feel so ashamed to go and buy parts from here when I'm in the other. They just say it costs them young boy on them. Because they're African. I shop with my man. I want that face the company. Okay, all right, later, bye. You'll have a good sugar, later.
Yeah, man, thanks. You see, Dominic? These guys just want to talk like that and only have businesses.
Yeah.
And want people to support your business. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
Hi. Bruce and Dominic. Daddy, Bruce among that. Two. I hear from a man who have a radio station, And a man who could prove himself to be some kind of thing. He talk about borrowing money from the Chinese. Borrowing is something that every citizen in this country does. You go to the bank, you go to the credit union, you go to this finance company, you go to thing, you borrow money. But when you borrow money to do what you have to do, and you pay it back. If you don't pay it back, is when the repossessor will come and take away after liquefy to get what, because people don't lend money because they love you and tell you, take it now, go ahead with it. That's real rubbish he talking, eh? But I can understand a point that I will draw from what he said, is that if you borrow money to build a Sharon's hospital, right? And then you take money from your thing and pay it. But here what you're doing, you tell the Chinese and then you go ahead and build it and do everything in it, and then after, I will start paying for it. But somehow, you still take money from Ministry of Health and push it inside there, and we know where that money going, right? If you borrow money to have a life support that will cost about $6 million, that end up at $400 million that we can't find where going. If you could borrow money to build a wastewater treatment plant, it's never built. The whole field is rest down there, nothing happening thing there, and a man gone Panama that we came asking what is went on there. Then you'll have problem. Then when you can't pay back, then the Chinese will come in. So hence the reason why we need a responsible government that when they borrow to fix infrastructure and they have an international airport to get more foreign citizens from Europe and the United States and to come into the country and spend their money, you develop your country. You make money. The government can tax the people and them when they come to a hotel. When you sell them goods and services, you pay your taxes. The government earns revenue. When the government earns revenue, the government pay their bills. Simple. That fella's one idiot, boy. Thanks.
Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning.
Sharon, wherever you are. Morning, listeners. Now, you know what is amazing about me? When you all showed the picture with the gentleman, the UNC gentleman next to him with this lady, I have a way, when I hear them, well educated, sounding that way, and they want to tell us, about billions of dollars in corruption and so on. And again, Dr. Oli will always speak about the whole question of your right to represent in relation to your voted in, and you have a right. You see, the moral, that's my problem in this country. You see the UNC and the moral authority, and I'll always go in the conversation of my colleague from Baratari when he said, when Mr. Robinson had a right to tell Mr. Sandy because of moral and spiritual values. These are the things that people ignore in the UNC. They will have an election. We'll have a pandemic. So I am so glad that the right thing is will teach through these people who have never lost the drive to use any occasion to get into office to tell a population here that, there's corruption and you can't show me it. Bruce and Dominic, I am waiting for the UNC, and they're so arrogant and so, shameless that you see a lady come in and it's typical of how they operate. So right now you have something about vaccine vagrant, an unkept person. That's what you get in from a UNC, and people embracing it. So for me, guys, let me tell you something. I am glad, this is my mantra, that I know you have 280,000 people supporting a party without direction, but I know for a fact that it has 23 seats of people here. Once we manage our Maruga table where we know for a fact that when Dr. Rowley and they hit the ground, deal with your marginals and keep those people out of our money, we'll be fine. That is what I'm in agreement with. Other than that, leave the UNC, let them take the media, those media who are looking for proper conversation, leave them, let them think. And I want to congratulate Dr. Rowley and they, because you know why? They won an election with UNC against them with nonsense. And the media houses who they embraced during the time of 2010 to 2015, he went against all of them to still win an election. Guys, take care and leave the UNC alone. They're not patriotic and they are devil to our society. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning to my brother Hussein.
Morning.
Good morning to my brother Dominic.
Morning, sir.
I listening right to it, and I would, why it is that these people who bad talk in Trinidad still living in Trinidad. Why? Something got to be definitely wrong with them, Because if I live in somewhere and I don't like the condition that I'm living in, why must I stay there? What is the purpose of I being there and talking about this place? Oh, it's so bad, or it's so nasty, or it's so stink, and I'm still staying there. So which means I am part of it. I am part of it if I stay there. But if I get out from it, I will not be part of it. So the bad talking Trinidad so bad, and then you want to run Trinidad. All I see, when I listen to that man carefully, he doesn't know what he's saying. They kick out Dr. Rowley as the chairman. It's 6 months. It's 6 months. 6 months. They have education, but they're educated fools. They can't teach the little ones nothing, and the smaller ones is brighter than them. The smaller children brighter than them, They feel they could still fool people. That time passed. Let them understand that time passed now. And get to the truth. So much $100 of millions of dollars. Ask Kamala about this money. Bring it back. If that all those money that cannot be accounted for, come back in Trinidad. Trinidad will be sailing so nice. They wouldn't ask Kamala about that, But they're getting on with Dr. Rowley. And one good word they're using with Dr. Rowley is that he has to give account of the money that he spent. That word, listen to that word, is money that he spent, not the money that he thief or the money that cannot be accounted for. These are not words that they're using the money that he spent. I'm glad to hear that. And when I listen to them, I watching a woman giving a clip about Kamala Prasad, and how she expects better from Kamala Prasad. All of them that are done. How from a trusted tank you are going to look for clean water from in there? You cannot get it. I thought, I know about trusted tank. I build them. I open them when I had to come to clean them and seal it back. You can't get clean water from down in there. It's filth down inside up there. So you're telling me you're looking for better from Kamala. Leave Dr. Rowley because he's capable of damaging your own self. They are such a dunce, educated dunce. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Let me just read this quickly, right? Because you heard him say, it's the Chinese funding the airport, and then when they had to pay back the Chinese and all of that. And China Railway Construction Company was selected as the contractor for the airport expansion project. The Development Bank of Latin America agreed to fund the expansion project and provide technical assistance to the main contractor. So apparently, China owns the Development Bank of Latin America. You see, again, when I tell you, these people refuse to do research, but you're coming alive and talking nonsense. And he went on to say that the reason why we haven't gotten the vaccines from the US is because the Prime Minister had gone to Venezuela how much years ago, and he do the cha-cha and the whatever else with Maduro since under Trump. Bruce, none of the Caribbean countries that have been promised vaccines by the United States have received any. To date, it remains a promise. The logistics are still being worked out. In fact, I think the new chairman of CARICOM, Gaston Brown of Antigua and Barbuda, would have alluded to that issue, that he's hoping that there will be some expediting in terms of the delivery of those vaccines, as well as the health minister for Jamaica. He also said that the logistics are being worked out and he hopes that they will receive the vaccine soon. So he said that Andrew Holness was blacklisted by the US too for his association with Maduro. And these people speak these things with authority like they know, like if it's true. And it is not. And that's the thing that upsets me. You're intellectually lazy. Understand that when you do a live and you come and you spread information like that, and there are people out there who will take it and run with it simply because of who you are, and they figure that you in the know. Because you on TV every week on a Wednesday night, preaching the gospel of whatever it is and talking as if you know everything and you don't. And clearly, you know nothing. And this live shows that you dance. You don't know that you don't know. But you just hear little tidbits here and there, and you put it together, and you figure you're listening to Philip Alexander, this next clown. And you figure, well, if Philip says so, because he has an accent, and he has a little bit of color, counterfeit 1%, that if he says so, it must be so. And then what? You and he end up looking like two clowns. Continue, Bruce.
Ah, boy. Caller, good morning.
Hey, Bruce.
Hey.
Morning.
Morning.
Boy, all that topic thing and hard to get in, brother. But I try. I catch all that at the final minute. Bruce and Dominic, morning, Mr. Chance, Teresa Conley, Mammy Sauce, Miss Cummins, Mr. Ever Fireman, Starsky. Good going for your son on the national team, brother. That's 2 goals and more score. Good. Clement, Coco. Yes. Bruce, you know what I feel proud of? East Port of Spain. What East Port of Spain will get from the government who they have voted for. Right? Bruce, I feel proud of how Port of Spain will look. And also, Asian Israel. Black people should boycott going and buy any cars by his store. And the same Kobos who he calling, the same Kobos who working for him and who's come and buy a car. So we should boycott he just as the Ramchatan girl, right? Who talk about the milk. There is a motu operandi to push a thing in Trinidad and Tobago, but Dr. Rowley and the government, up to now under the PP government, we give no accountability for that money that they spend, because when they advised them, when was building the Point 40 highway, not to take the money out of the treasury, go to the Latin American bank, go to the European bank and the World Bank to get a loan to build the highway. They went straight in with treasury and take the money. And up to now, we can't get no answers about our money that they spend. They say this is money that they spend, and they leave, and they want accountability and transparency now. You hear Fares Harari come and tell them how much money they spend on the PP government and what cases is in front of the court. Let them answer to us first. But East Port of Spain, or they're going to get something, or they better keep a government who want you all to get something. Okay, Bruce, you all have a nice day.
Yeah, man, take care. Yeah. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bruce.
Morning.
And Mr. Dominic. Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Well, boy, how these fellas get license for TV station and thing, boy. It amazed me, boy. Trinidad has so much of people illiterate, boy. All the same, his name is Ancient, So he's one of them old-time illiterate, boy. To hear that man talk that amount of dotishness. At this time, when people educating themselves, this man have a TV station sitting down and talking all of this amount of cramp. And have these people who listening to him, boy. I remember the candlelight thing. He was one with them too. They have a bunch of people just with Analytica ready in the air, Plenty. Analytica ain't going nowhere, brother. Analytica ain't going nowhere. Ancient Ishmael, boy. That man shocked me to my... I shocked already hear that thing. Coming out of this fella. And this man is a businessman,
Yeah.
Yes, man is a big businessman and always boasting about he have this and he gain this one, that and he gain. But boy, fellas, look, let me tell you something. We're going down on the right track and let me keep going with the government. Keep praying for them day after day and God go pull we through. We must get out of the hands of these people like Ishmael and Kamla and them, because they all have the same blood and the same trait in them. No bloody good. Have a nice morning, fellas. Have a nice day too.
You too.
Caller, good morning.
A blessed morning, Mr. Bruce Wayne. Dominic, blessed morning, loyal listeners and callers of 91.9, all who are on the live. You see, right now, I really don't want to hear the opposition, you know. Serious. This government is doing a wonderful job. When I look around the world and see what's really going on, Dominic and Bruce, they're really doing it. And people just trying to make sure and discourage. I can't find adjectives for what I really want to say about the opposition towards this government and what they're doing. But Miss Esther, you see, when all is going down that road, and Dominic, don't give wrong circular no set of time, because a caller point out what really went on, and in time to come, I tell him the lawyers go and get all the tape over the years, if you was watching you, and go through all, because Freedom of Information will make sure that they get the tape from wrong circular, because he's saying he will go in the court and say, I hear it from this man, so I'm repeating it. But repetition is just as the act, if you understand what I'm saying you. So it's a letter for he too, and they will puke and do all kind of things when they get them letters, you know, because time longer than time, long road for maga goat. And people, you see how nice thing going? The people in quarantine, always stay in quarantine. Don't be running and jumping and skipping and hopping. Always stay and take all the time and recover from this virus. The contact tracing, yes, I believe that going better than I expected, because you see how the case is going down, Dominic. Next 2 weeks again, yes. I would like to see it under 50 if you was watching you, because we want something now. In 2 weeks' time, if the people continue and this opening up of the construction sector go well, people take the distance, make sure that they sanitize and they use the mask and use proper sense in going about their business. Thank you very much, Dominic and Bruce.
Yeah, man. Take care.
You.
Guys, I'll take probably one more call, because we're getting ready to close off in just a bit. So we could probably take a call or two, depending on the time frame. So, caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dominic. Good morning, Bruce Wayne.
Morning.
Bruce Wayne, I cannot believe in this day and age. I don't know a lot of Trinidadians are sort of right-wing conspiracy theorists. I don't want to believe that people in this country listening to men like Alex Jones from InfoWars and Tucker Carlson and all the other people from Fox News. That statement from Vincent Ishmael, that is the mindset of our right-wing conspiracy theorists. Those are basically Trump supporters. And people falling for this. Even in Tobago too. I heard one yesterday on the evening program saying the PNM bring the bill because it would make them look good and they could win the election in Tobago. What kind of conspiracy theories is this? Now they go say that Dr. Rory is an alien in the skies. What kind of thing? And people falling for that boy? And to the Tobagonians who are being gravitated towards Western Duke and this thing for independence. I am starting to be convinced right now what people say, you know, that there are certain people in East Tobago that don't read newspapers, they don't watch the news, they just go around what people just say and they just run with it. That is madness, my partner. But I find, unfortunately, all these so-called educational people here with all the bachelor degrees, they ain't thinking at all about it. Just conspiracy theories, boy. And that real sad, but too much right-wing conspiracy theories in this country, but they ain't thinking at all. Right? And that nasty statement about the laundry thing. Not all Chinese own laundry. We have some in Dogo Martin that are owned by African people. That is a stereotype, and that's very dangerous. And for the loans for the Chinese and them, if a soft loan thing is much more appealing to getting a loan from the United States, you think I will go to the United States to get a loan? When it's much more appealing to China? You understand where I'm coming from? I don't know, but but then again, it's the anti-thing because some of the people here in this country still with the theory that the Chinese should pay reparations for the COVID-19, so they kind of vex now, right? They want reparations, but ask them if they will boycott all Chinese goods in this country because we just buy the food, we just buy the clothing, and we just buy all those so-called convenient variety stores. All that can come from China, right? Whatever I say too. I hear that the team man have a program with one of the people who saying that he gonna open up his business. He don't care what the authorities do to him. You have a good day.
Thank you. So, guys, the word for today is guidance. I am open to receive divine guidance. When walking at night, I may rely on a flashlight or lantern to make my path visible. I avoid barriers and pitfalls because I can see the way clearly. The guiding light of the Christ presence within is always shining brightly, illuminating my path through life. I open my mind and heart to receive when I ask for guidance and place my attention while listening deeply. Consciously attuned to spirit, I enter the inward holy place of peace, exercise my faith, and expect to receive. Asking for guidance along my journey keeps me mindful of my divine light. My guidance leads me to the path that is right for me. I give thanks for the illumination of my next steps when my guidance is revealed to me. O send out your light and your truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me to your holy hill and to your dwelling. Psalm 43:3. So, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Please God, Dominic will be back in on Thursday.
Thursday morning, that's correct. And let me just say good morning to Jennifer Jones out there at Napa. She's in quarantine and soon she'll be back home after being out for about 18 months.
Okay.
But I collected one yesterday, so I have to drop it off for you guys. So, good morning, Jennifer and daughter.
Okay, nice. So, Dominic, as we say,
ciao.
Yes, I'm tired, but I'm still gonna love you tonight. Yes, you've been waiting, so I'm gonna love you all.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy.